What is up, people of the internet? What's up, queers? How the hell are you? We are back in our normal setting. We're not in the vehicle anymore. There's been a lot of developments in my mushrooming journey since then. I that one day that I had the last podcast I recorded, I said I was going into the woods to find some mushrooms. Hold up, let me turn this shit down right here. Beautiful. That's a lot better. We don't need that loud. But I said I was going to the woods to find some mushrooms, and that's what I did. And I found some mushrooms that I wasn't too sure about yet, because like I had not seen these ones yet, so I didn't pick them. Then Saturday, was it Saturday? Saturday, I went back into the woods in the morning in Lime Creek. These were different woods. I had been in Pilot Knob where I was recording, but then I went to Lime Creek because that's where I found the golden oysters last time. And I got some of these golden oysters, and then Chance and I had decided to walk through the woods and just go on a hike. And we had found these other mushrooms, and Chance was like, are they edible or no? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're edible. Then looked up a picture, and they were the ones I thought they were. So I had picked two different kinds of mushrooms on Saturday. The Pleurotus ostratus. Hold on. Goddamn dude was mowing outside. It was very distracting. But so I found the Pleurotus ostratus mushroom, which is the regular oyster mushrooms. They're pretty common. Then I had found the Pleurotus centripolialis or something like that, which is the golden mushroom, the golden oyster mushroom. And I had cut both these mushrooms up. I was terrified, by the way. I was fucking scared, bro. I was like, are these the right mushrooms? I quadruple checked to make sure these ones are non-psychoactive, completely non-psychoactive. And just throw that out there. Didn't trip at all because that's not what they're here for. They're here to feed us and heal us with the natural polysaccharides and things within the mushroom that heal us. But so I had cooked up these mushrooms, quadruple, quintuple, octuple, however many you need to go, man. I checked this shit a bunch of times. Pictures, what it's supposed to taste like, smell like, look like, all this shit, bro. Because I was worried. Because unless you're like a hunter, you never really have experience getting your own food. It's kind of a foreign concept to us because we just go to the grocery store and we just buy all of our stuff and that's it. But in this occasion, I had ground mushrooms that I thought were edible outside of the woods. Yeah, I've done my research and I'm double all that shit checked, but there's still that small chance that it could be a fucking mushroom that just kills me. Because some have these counterparts that look almost identical to other mushrooms that are edible or medicinal. And so you could think you're getting one and then grab the other and then fuck up and you're dead. So it's kind of it's not really a gamble if you know what you're doing. And the more experienced I get, I'm sure the less nervous I'll be. But this, what the hell was I saying? What was I saying? Just give me a second. It'll come back. Oh yeah, so most of us go to the grocery store, right? So, and just a side note, I'm still tweaking about it a little bit. It's been 2 days, but I'm still like, ooh, maybe something will come up. I still think about it just because I'm like, I don't know. But so most of us get the food from grocery stores, and we're detached from where our food actually comes from. We don't know what the factory farms look like unless you've looked into it. I've looked into it, and trust me, that shit is gruesome and horrible and horrifying. And it's like one of the worst things probably the humans are doing is factory farming and doing the farming in the way that we're doing to feed all these fat ass people who don't do anything. But that's besides the point. And if you are a large individual, I'm not coming after you. I'm just saying that I used to be fat and thought that was just how it was going to be. And then I stopped eating as much, started eating a little bit healthier, started going to the gym, and now I'm not anymore. I'm not fat. So obviously, I'm not saying it's easy. It was never easy. It still isn't easy. Like, it's hard every single day. We'll get to that in a second, but it's not easy, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. But once you get it, bro, it's so much better. It feels so much better. But my main point was that these mushrooms, or not these mushrooms, but one of the thoughts that I had in my head when I was eating this stuff is I don't trust the food from the grocery store because they put all these petrochemical products, all this bullshit on it. Plus the soil's fucked up and nutrient deprived and all this bullshit, right? So I don't really trust the pharmaceutical industry too much. Why are we talking? That's not what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully we don't get censored for saying that because it was just an accident. I don't trust them either. Might as well say that now because I don't. But the fucking big ag industry, they spray all these chemicals. You got microplastics everywhere. It's all fucked up. So you can't trust that, really, can you? And then on the other side, you got your own intuition, your own knowledge, your own field expertise, which isn't much. It's like fucking 4 days in the woods of me looking at mushrooms, trust me. I am not an expert in any of the slightest. I'm like barely amateur at this point. But as this podcast develops, I will develop into a mushroom hunter. And hopefully a mushroom grower, because that's the main end goal. That's why I was going to look in the first place, was to find specimens in the event that I get the resources and the knowledge, which is hopefully soon, to be able to grow this stuff and have my own little mushroom farms. And I'm not talking psychedelics, none of that shit. This is 100% legal, 100% healthy and beneficial, not just for the human body and the brain, but the environment. It's very good. But so I had these 2 different kinds of mushrooms, and I had cooked them up. They started to smell like they said they were going to smell, said it was going to smell like almonds. Actually, I didn't bring my book in here. I would have read it to you if I had it. But it said it smells like almonds, which it does, which is crazy. Like, it's mushroom. It's like a little thing that grows out of the tree, and you're like, oh, that kind of looks weird. And I wouldn't want to eat that. It probably doesn't smell good, and I'm not going to fucking even try it. But I cooked both these mushrooms up, and they smelled like almonds, bro. And they tasted like almonds. And I put them on chicken and on rice. And I fucking ate it. It was the slowest I've ever eaten in my entire fucking life. I'm not even going to lie, because if you ask, like, Chance, you can ask anybody who knows me, man. I eat. I fucking gorge myself. I love food. And I'll fucking go to town. I'll fucking go to town on so much food, and I don't care, man. If I'm full, I'm gonna keep eating because it tastes good. I love food. That's another problem that your boy's got to deal with. Is this? I had to make sure that it wasn't. It kind of looks fucking laggy sometimes. Hopefully it's not laggy. But so it was the slowest I've ever eaten in my life. And first I tried them individually, obviously. I'm like, I gotta move. It's like there's a slight delay. But we're just not gonna. I am Cody. Okay. Maybe the computer's just distracted me. All right. So I tried these mushrooms individually. Obviously, I took a little piece out of. I cooked them in separate pans, so I'd smell them individually, taste them individually, all that shit. Washed them off first. Put a little butter in the pan. Sauteed them up. The first ones, it took 2 rounds. I won't lie, because the book says cook it at high heat, or stir fry it at high heat This is the way that the author recommended. Stir fry it at high heat for 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm at first that didn't sound right to me in my head because I've cooked a lot of things and I've stir fried a lot of vegetables and stuff. The best way is usually low and slow. But I don't think it's like fucking high heat. I don't think that's what he means. I think it's like pretty high heat. He's not talking like the highest heat you could go, because that's what I was thinking, and I'm like, that sounds weird. But then the first ones I burnt the shit out of them. Then the second ones, because I had a lot. I had gathered a lot of mushrooms because I didn't know how much I'd need or any of that shit. So I fucked up the first half I did. So I grabbed another half and I did those ones a little bit lower heat that time. And they turned out pretty good. They tasted like almonds. Put them on the chicken and rice. They tasted good on the chicken and rice. But the whole time I was nervous, obviously, because I'm like, what if I just grab the wrong mushroom? What if I just start dying? I was telling Chance, I'm like, hey, bro, if I start like convulsing or throwing up or shitting everywhere, take me to the hospital, please. And then my dad told me yesterday, actually, he's like, make sure you bring the mushroom. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, duh. I didn't even consider that. I wouldn't have done that at all. I would have just fucking went to the hospital and be like, hey, bro, I'm dying. I ate some mushrooms. They'd be like, what kind? I'd be like, I thought they were this kind. And they were yellow. And they'll be like, I still don't know what you're talking about. Unless, like, that would be kind of crazy, too. Does modern medicine have the kind of technology to deal with that? Do they know what to do in those types of situations? Let's fucking look it up. Hey, Siri. Actually, we're not talking to Siri. We're just going to look it up because Siri and I have been in some beef lately. She does not get right what I'm trying to search. So, are doctors trained in mycological... Wait. Mushroom poisonings. Let's just search that. If you think that someone may have been poisoned by a wild mushroom, call Poison Control Center right away. This number will put you into contact with nurses, pharmacists, and doctors who are trained to recognize all types of poisoning. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a good fucking thing. I know this exists. It's a goddamn foraging alert and uptick in serious mushroom poisoning. Grocery store and restaurant mushrooms are delicious, and over half of all commercially sold mushrooms are said to be distributed from southeastern Pennsylvania. Gathering wild mushrooms seems like an inexpensive way to make a meal or a fun hobby, but foraging mushrooms can have dangerous consequences because it is common for edible mushrooms to be the genus Amanita, which carry colorful common names like death caps and destroying angels. As the old toxicology adage goes, there are old mushroom pickers and both mushroom pickers, but there are no old, bold mushroom pickers. Wait. There are old mushroom pickers and bold mushroom pickers, but there are no old, bold mushroom pickers. Over a 4-week period in the autumn of 2022, the Poison Control Center at CHOP received reports from Philadelphia, southeast Pennsylvania area hospitals of 11 cases of wild mushroom poisonings among foraging hobbyists. 7 of these cases led to hospitalizations, including 3 that were admitted to intensive care. 1 patient required an emergency transplant surgery to survive, procedure that will now necessitate lifelong medical care. God damn! I didn't know all this was a thing. PCC's ongoing toxicological epidemic surveillance activities picked up that this was an excess in foraging cases over a short time frame, and that the poisoning injury affecting involved patients was serious. The cluster poses numerous questions pertaining to its root cause, and investigation is ongoing. Oh God, they're scaring me now. Oh God. All right, I got to keep reading this. I'm sorry. I got a little worried. I'm a hypochondriac. I said this before, so I'm starting to get a little worried, but we're just gonna Pray to God and hope we survive, I guess. But all right. I had to flex just to make sure I'm not losing muscle density or something. I'm a tweaker. All right. It says among our primary missions as a poison center are to optimize public health and mitigate ongoing poisoning trends via public education. Initially, our PCC embarked on a public service messaging effort involving health department and media notification. A public service announcement was released on October 10, 2022. The announcement was distributed by the PA Department of Health and was picked up by numerous media outlets, including the Philadelphia Inquirer, national public radio affiliate, and Today.com. Additional key facts to remember about wild mushrooms. Symptoms from eating poisonous mushrooms may not appear for several hours or days after eating. This is why it's scaring. Cooking many wild mushrooms, especially those that may cause critical illness like liver failure, does not make them safe to eat. Differences in soil and climate can make mushrooms that are highly toxic in one area of the country may look very similar to those that are perfectly safe to eat in the other regions. This is especially important for an American immigrant. This is why I was getting worried because I was thinking about this when I ate them. So if I die and this is my last podcast or something, it's nice knowing you guys. But if I keep making them, it means I didn't die, I guess. I got lucky. But that was a pretty crazy decision on my part. I won't lie. It was pretty ballsy. I didn't really consider it. It's kind of like the same impulses of my old pill popping days, to be honest. I'd kind of just fucking. I didn't accept it's like the opposite because I ate it after I gathered all the information. So maybe it is kind of better. Anyway, let's keep reading. This is especially important for American immigrants who might find wild mushrooms in the U.S. that appear just like edible mushrooms back in the country of origin but are actually terribly poisonous. If a person has picked a wild mushroom, they should take a picture of it before they eat it, including the top and bottom of the cap, the stem, and the base of the mushroom. If symptoms develop in hours to days after eating, it is crucial to seek urgent medical care and to bring the pictures to help identify the mushroom to guide appropriate treatment. CHOP's Regional Poison Control Center may be reached 24/7. Let's save this number just in case. Just in case. Just in case. You can never be too sure. So we gotta just throw these bad boys in the notes. Oh, now I'm worried, man. God damn it. That is scary. That is very scary. I'm a crazy dude. What am I doing? Ladies and gentlemen. Poison control. I don't. Most normal people don't have to save poison control in their phone, but you know what? The Poison Control Center at CHOP brings together a collaborative team of dedicated toxicologists from a number of academic medical centers in our region. Our toxicology consultants from the Einstein Healthcare Network were instrumental in providing medical care to many of the sickest mushroom poisoning patients. If you think that someone may have been poisoned by a wild mushroom, call the Poison Control Center right away at 1-800-222-12222. This number will put you into contact with nurses, pharmacists, and doctors who are trained to recognize all types of poison. Let's send this to Chance, just in case. Like, hey, bro, just in case. All right. God damn. That's pretty scary, isn't it? It's real scary. Where's your liver at? It's like right up here or something. All right. So, that's not really new information to me. It kind of just brings up new or old new fears. Because it is scary. It is very scary. But as humans, we should have this knowledge in our heads. And we should have the the ambition to take risks like that, I think. Not you have to know. And I don't know. Like I'm not 100% on it. Just because you can't be 100% on anything. But I was like 90 some percent sure. I think. I hope. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully I don't die. We're just gonna say it. Hopefully I don't die. I think we'll be all right. But thinking is just wild. It's just a wild thing because I don't know how most people use their brains or like how most people interact with their thoughts and ideas, but when I get like a really cool idea, I want to like explore it further. Like if you like stop yourself with an idea, like whether it be a good or bad one, and you just like, all right, let's explore this one. And then you try to like just focus on this idea. Just focus all your attention on that one idea. And then um you slowly you slowly pick apart the idea and like run through some scenarios in which perhaps the idea, I hit the camera, that's my bad, the idea may work, and it, or where it wouldn't work and why it wouldn't work. And then you can like have a clear and concise like thought. It's like a chain of thoughts basically that all tie into each other. That's basically what talking and podcasting is, I guess, is just connecting thoughts together in a way that makes sense. And that's probably why you should explore your thoughts in a more deeper manner. And it's not always easy. A lot of the times it's gonna hurt. Like exploring, it doesn't matter like what the nicest thought is. If you dig deep enough, there's a negative part to anything because everything is, it's got a balance to it. Everything's balanced out in this universe, and I think that's what we're here to do, is find a balance within ourselves, which is really, really hard because we don't even know who we are, basically. When we're 20 years old at this age, we don't even know who we are. I hear a weird noise. But you slowly try to figure out who you are and who you want to be throughout your years of living, and there's no guarantee that you figure it out. That's what's kind of crazy. You just have to play part in this game and hope that you're making the right decisions along the way to have a positive impact upon your life. And it can be really like downing sometimes. Sometimes you can get caught in these loops of like, shit, am I really gonna be able to do this? Am I worth anything? Like, am I working hard enough? You start to beat yourself up really hard. And it gets really hard to have to deal with your mind. The human mind is just a crazy thing. It's crazy how it works, and then it works as well as it does in such a crude manner. Because there's so many flaws within humans. Everybody's flawed in some way. We're not all perfect. Nobody is. And those flaws, even despite those flaws, we've been able to achieve remarkable things as this species, which is pretty amazing to me. That's what drives me every day. That's why I listen to podcasts, and why I wanted to do one is because I want to see what people can do. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're into cars. I don't care if you're into fucking bicycling. Jesus fucking Christ. The camera cut out. It went back on its old bullshit of fucking no space. That shit. When are we gonna have like hard drives with limitless space? Just infinite amounts. It's basically what the iPhone cloud is, I guess, but why don't all computers have it? To where you could just store as much as you want. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. What was I talking about? I was talking about, I don't care what you're into. I want to see you do your best at it. And that's kind of why I do this shit. I mean, I don't think many people listen, or I don't really know, man. I don't know what the fuck goes down, to be honest. Like, it was weird.
It's weird hearing myself like this. It's kind of weird. But, I might take these off, to be honest. So, oh, shit. I'm clearly an amateur podcaster still. But, I think that we are capable of amazing things as humans, and most of us don't even try to reach our full potential. It's like we're sitting around eating Cheetos and wasting time and doing this, doing that. But don't you have dreams you want to accomplish and things you've wanted to do, like maybe start a family or get a specific job that you wanted, or do something that makes you feel like you have a purpose and makes you feel good? Things keep opening on this fucking computer. It's a fucking donkey ass. I don't know how to work this thing. I just turned the camera on. But, I think that we take all the wrong risks. That's what I think. We, especially us men, we're fucking stupid sometimes. We do drugs and drive fast and we do all kinds of dumbass shit and take the wrong risks when the real risks we should be taking are, oh, maybe I should take a risk on this stock, or take a risk on this job opportunity that I've been wanting, or take a risk on a skill that you want to develop and take some time off or something. Find something that you're passionate about and that would make you happy to make money doing, I think. Because working on a job that just pays well, but you're not feeling fulfilled, your entire life is going to wear you down to a point where you don't even feel you anymore. You're not going to be you. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is you're always trying to find yourself. And constantly throughout life, I feel like we're losing ourselves. We're always getting either caught in some other bullshit or caught in our own head, or we're just who we could be, like the best version of ourselves. It's like, it's always like slipping out of our fingers. Like, almost got it. You're always like trying to grasp that state of beingness where you're happy and you're at peace within yourself, but you're also helping others around you, and my back's been killing me. You feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta like work on your brain, because to be able to explore thoughts in such a deep manner and have it's not always a good time, but have a relatively decent time, I should say, where you make progress. It's not always about feeling happy. Sometimes you just make progress within yourself. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes life sucks sometimes, okay? I know I don't have to say this for people to know what the fuck I'm talking about. It gets hard. It gets lonely. It gets really challenging. And there's been times, it's only been 20 years and I've wanted to give up a few times already. Just because we have to fucking do this shit for another 80? Another 80 goddamn years of this shit? Are you serious, brother? But then, once you like find what you think you're passionate about, even if it's not what you're passionate about, maybe it's a path that you're supposed to walk down and either learn from in the long term, or I keep getting distracted. Either learn from in the long term, or you learn from in the short term after you get fired or you quit because the job sucks. I mean, it's hard to find a decent job. Like, it's not hard to find a job that pays money. That's not an issue at all. Finding a job that pays money is easy as fuck. But finding a decent job where the hours are stable, I was going to say static, stable, you got cool people you're working around, it's a good, happy, healthy work environment. That's kind of why I went back to Winnebago, because the company itself has its problems, but the work environment's pretty good. It's like healthy, I think. A lot of people are alcoholics and sad and do a lot of fucked up shit because the job's just intensive and hard, but it's a pretty good place to work, I'd say. At a young age, I feel like. I don't think, I mean, it just depends, I guess. If that's what makes you happy, I wouldn't put down any job. I mean, I don't understand some of them, like how some people work at McDonald's and stuff, but for their whole life. I mean, I worked at McDonald's for 3 months. There's nothing wrong with working there in general, but for 3 months versus 30 years, like 3 months was enough. It was way, that was way loud. It was way more than enough. Like, Jesus Christ. Just the people that work there, it's like, just make you go brain dead. Make you lose IQ points occasionally. But, I don't know. I can't do it. Or like Walmart. Nothing wrong at working at Walmart. I worked there for a year. The year was pretty good and I got fired, but it's just not a career path I can see myself taking. That's why I do this. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just talking. But I want to be without constraint. I just want to be myself, be who I am. I'm not going to infringe on anybody else's rights or their way of living or tell anybody else how to be. Done some pretty weird, fucked up, crazy, dumbass shit in my own life. All of them separately and combined. But I don't think working in like a space like that is going to be good for my long-term mental health. I don't want to be there every day and just get burned and stressed out and cut up and just my back hurts all the time and I need like a legitimate like chiropractor or some shit to come and line me up like a haircut or something, because my lats are fucked. Like, they're so tight. I'm probably going to stretch after I get out the shower or something, because god damn. What else do we got to talk about? What else did I learn today? Yeah, Theo Vaughn, he's a comedian. If you've never watched his podcast, he's like the second best podcaster. Might be the first, to be honest. Rogan's pretty good I can't say that either one are the best. They're both very good because they both cover different topics and different things. Like, Theo's more on the comedic side of things and jokes more, but Rogan's more direct and like, alright, so with this theory of quantum physics, how does this work? He asks more questions like that. He's trying to get to the bottom of things, whereas Theo just wants to have a cool conversation and fuck around. I think both are very needed and both should be listened to. But Theo has this cool thing he's been doing where he gets on just regular people. He had a New York garbage man on, a coroner. What I was watching today was a lunch lady. Let's see. There was a carny. He had a carny on. And these normal people working normal jobs like you and me that Theo has on, they're not rich, they're not famous, they're not anything. They're just working class people trying to make it in life, just like we are. And I find these podcasts to be the most beneficial podcasts I've ever listened to. Even if it's just, it doesn't even matter who it is. Like, I'm listening to this lunch lady. No, I'm probably going to finish that when I'm down here, but she just cares so much about the kids, and she's so respectful and outgoing and crazy and awesome, and she's just a cool person, and you could tell she's just authentic. That's what I love about this shit. Nobody's making shit up. Nobody's lying or telling bullshit, and if they are, you can tell. I should probably put these back on so I can hear how loud my dumb ass is. Nobody Was I talking? Oh my god, that's kind of loud. I apologize. So, none of these people are rich, nothing, but they have stories to tell, just like all the other fucking famous and rich people. Their lives are insane. And just the job in general. And this lady's amazing. She just cares so much about her coworkers and her kids that she feeds, and it's amazing, man. There's a lot of good people out there. That's probably another thing I like about it. It gives me hope. A small commercial break. She gives me hope because I'm an idiot. It was off. I'll finish this. Just give me a second. It gives me hope because if you look at the news, all they show is this bullshit that everything's fucked up and it's all falling apart and all this shit's going down. And it's so easy to forget that, oh yeah, not all of us are fucked up. Some of us are really fucked up, and most of us are fucked up to a point. Like, none of us are completely normal. We're all traumatized and beat up by life and fucked up in the head, and we all just want to interact with people and be accepted and loved and cherished, and yeah, that's all what we all want. But we forget that that's what we all want, and we start to, the news divides us. Like, our current, like, CNN, all that stupid shit, they divide us into a state where we're just us against them, and we see everybody else others, rather than just, oh, he's just me walking in another life, in another body. Like, that's all we are. And that we're born in the same thing. We're newborn babies. No matter our genetics, our ancestry, none of that matters when we first come out the gate. We're this empty thing. Nothing's imprinted on us, but, well, I guess besides in the womb. So, as you're forming in the womb, I should say, we're this empty slate. And through the womb development and through external development in the real world, you are gathering these experiences that accumulate to your identity and who you are. I'm Cody Kiss. I'm 20 years old. My dad is this. My mom is that. I was born here, this and that and that and this. That's your identity. But who we are at the very core of our beings is all the same shit. Like, it's not different. It's just the essence of being. That's all we are. Call it God, call it fucking, I don't care what you call it, dude. Most of 99% of atoms are empty space. That means if you're vibrating fast enough, you can go through a fucking wall, go through a table, because it doesn't exist. You can go through the space in between the atoms. That's what the Flash does. He fucking phases and goes through the wall. It's possible. Because it's really weird because basically everything's just information. Everything's just information for our senses to take in. And somehow our senses turn this into sound and sight and physical objects that we can touch and feel when it's all made of the same shit. But it all looks different to us. Maybe to a bird it looks even more fucked up because that's why birds fly into windows, because they can't see glass. So they fly into the window. Boom, boom, boom. They're just trying to go through. They can't see the glass. So what else do we do that animals see as fucked up? through their senses, through their information receiving meat suit, I'll call it. What are they looking at our world like? The fuck? Like maybe dogs. Like, maybe if we have like a car or a shoe or some kind of collection, they probably don't think this way, but if we got all the same thing, they're probably like, why the fuck is this all the same thing? You just got different versions of the same shit. But to us, it's like, oh, I got this guy and this color and this guy and that thing. And to us, we attach so much meaning to things. And I wonder what it means to other animals. What the hell we're doing. It always makes me wonder. But I'm probably going to end this thing. Because I want to go shower. And watch a podcast. Goodbye. I don't know when I'm going to make a next one. I never say when I am, so I'm not going to now. Bye. Love you guys.